Cybercriminals don't just pick on those huge billion-dollar companies anymore. There are now ransomware attacks on small businesses right here in Southern California. Rick Lozano has that story.
You'll find bargains galore at Barbecues Galore.
It's a familiar brand in Southern California, but recently Barbecues Galore has had problems galore.
How'd it go today?
Henrik Stepanyan is CEO of Barbecues Galore, and while out of the country on August 23rd, he received some crushing news from home base.
The very first day I landed in Armenia, I get a phone call because our stores got an email message that said a screenshot that you've been hacked. We're not a political group. Pay us our money and we'll go away.
Russian hackers burrowing through several layers of security, compromising the company's computer servers.
We have 3 backups. They got to all 3 of them, and they just locked everything up. So at that time, we had no phone access to customer service. We had no phones in the store. We had no way to run credit card machines. We had no way to check emails, nothing.
It wasn't long before Stepanyan heard from the hackers with their ransom demands.
$300,000. The company we hired got it down to $260,000. But the company we hired, we paid them about $150,000 to get everything back.
A $410,000 hit, plus the expense to make sure the hackers wouldn't collect their Bitcoin payment, then come back for more.
They had to go to every single computer and go through and clean out all the viruses that were in there infected. They had to make sure that no trace was left behind. Yeah, this one just...
Stepanyan says his company wasn't the only one hit. Several of his vendors were attacked as well, one of whom called during our visit.
It shut us down for about a month and a half, and, unfortunately, we didn't have the ability to, pay the ransom. It was so ridiculously high that we had to use a backup from, 4 months prior. Thank God we had that.
And Stepanyan is also thankful that only company information was hacked.
Luckily, we house all the customer data off-site in a cloud, so it was not part of our servers. So luckily, none of the customer's information was compromised.
Through it all, Barbecues Galore was only shut down for a couple of days as it went to a backup plan.
We were going back to the old school credit card, knuckle busters, we call them, those machines, and handwritten sales orders and things like that.
And now, as he sees his company slowly return to normal, Stepanyan has a warning that cyber criminals don't just pick on the big boys.
They go after whoever they can. I'm sure where they just put a big old net out there, and whoever they were able to get into and they catch, we just happen to be one of those fish that they caught.
Ironically, Stepanyan had to fly through Moscow on his return trip from Armenia. And as an ex-Marine, he says he would have liked to pay his hackers a visit.
I just want to find somebody so I can get my hands around them and break their freaking neck. That's what I want to do.
Stepanyan says law enforcement is now involved. In fact, he says the FBI has now taken over this case. In Upland, Rick Lozano, Fox 11 News.